Ladies and gentlemen, good day, and welcome to our seminar. This is Women's Economic Empowering, a New Media Digital Upskilling WEDU Seminar. This is our day 3. Now, kicking off our day 3, we have a topic. This is an introduction to the pilot scheme, The Power of Gender in Digital Marketing. Now, introducing our speaker for this presentation, he has been mentoring the work of function-oriented course quality certification since the year 2017, and he has mentored 54 courses for dozens of units, including enterprises, schools, training institutions, as well as government projects. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcoming our presenter. He is the consultant of A Talent Consulting Company Limited. Please welcome Mr. Qingshun Li. Mr. Li. Mr. Li, you have to do your presentation. This is your microphone.
Hello, good afternoon. I am Qingshun Li. Good afternoon. I'm very honored today to share with you this introduction to the pilot scheme, The Power of Gender in Digital Marketing. So this entire curriculum, this entire course is certified by the ICAP training certification system. This ensures our training quality. We also hope that after the rollout of this pilot scheme, we can further broaden our impact to better meet the needs of the labor markets and industries. So here I would like to share with you the 5 aspects of this curriculum. ADDIE: analyze, design, develop, implement, and evaluate. I would like to share with you how we actually developed the entire curriculum, and I would like to share with you the final results. So the first step is analyze. A as analyze. Here we want to understand the demands, the needs in the industries, the labor market demand, and the motivation, the objectives behind this training course. We must identify the type of talent we want to cultivate and the core competencies required. So this year, on October 22nd, we invited experts from the government, industry, and academia to attend this analysis period expert meeting. Here in this course, we identified that the objective is to provide digital marketing training with a clear gender awareness perspective. We also want to train our students in utilizing digital market data analysis tools. Along this course, we identified the key skills and competencies required. We looked into the competency modules that exist in Taiwan. We looked into the course called Digital Marketing Outcome Analysis, and this is how we conducted our analysis work. Next, I would like to share with you the main competencies required in digital marketing. So here, talents in digital marketing mainly perform 2 jobs. The first part is data analysis. The second part is generating data analysis reports and presentations. Based on these 2 goals, we have identified behavioral indicators. Furthermore, in order to demonstrate these behaviors, these talents must equip themselves with certain knowledge and skills, and this is the competency content on the 2 right columns. So for the second part, in order to generate analysis reports and presentations, we have also identified KO1 to KO4 knowledge as well as SO1 to SO7 skills competency. Here we also see the different levels of the competency and the work goals. Here in Taiwan, we have identified a number of levels depending on the difficulty of the challenges. Depending on the difficulty of the jobs, the higher the number shows the more complexity of the job. The worker will have to be able to self-direct at a higher degree. So these are the different levels of competency. And this job is one that requires a lot of sophisticated skills and knowledge. So based on this competency analysis, we then move on to the second step, designing the course, designing the entire curriculum design, and also defining the target audience. Yesterday, in the seminar, we have also listened to our speaker. We have already held 2 courses and modules on digital marketing. One of the courses is named Digital Marketing Analysis course, and the second one is Digital Marketing Strategy Planning course. In the future, we hope to better train these talents who are interested in digital marketing to take these different level courses. In the future, we also want to make sure that they are able to develop careers in this field. So we also identified the prerequisites required for these 2 courses. Here, these are the courses that are identified as prerequisite, a total number of 6 hours of prerequisite courses. Upon completion of these 2 courses, we also want to make sure that all the students have absorbed all the information, and we hold a pre-test for the attendees before taking our level 4 course. And this is how we make sure that all our trainees have basic understanding, knowledge, and skills in digital marketing. So these are examples of our pre-test. I mentioned earlier that in our pretest, we have about 20 problems. A number of them are related to the courses in digital marketing. This is how we review and make sure that all the attendees are capable in taking the advanced course. In this curriculum, we would especially like to highlight the course content on gender awareness and gender equality. So we have also included 5 problems out of the 20 on gender equality. One type of the question are single choice question. Here, these are some tricky questions. People want to choose 4, D, all of the above, but there's a trick in this question, and this is how we want to test the attendees. The second question is an example of how we test our attendees on gender bias and gender prejudice. And these are the 4 different choices. Here, I would not let you know the answer, but I would like to invite you to test yourself on this question. Using these very basic pre-test questions, we want to make sure that our attendees have the good foundation to take on these more advanced courses. So we have completed our pre-test on the 29th of November, last Saturday. We have over 30 attendees, qualified attendees. In the end, after the pretest, 27 of them passed the pretest, and they are able to take on the further courses. So this shows that these questions and this pretest adequately captures the right target audience. The third part is the actual curriculum design and implementation. I mentioned about the two main jobs and the 4 knowledge and 7 skills that are required to perform these two digital marketing related jobs. We want to make sure that every piece is tied together. We want to make sure that all our attendees get to gradually familiarize themselves with this entire curriculum structure. In the basics part of the curriculum, we have 3 main course units. Following the basic units, we have 2 application units. These 2 application units invite our attendees to actually make presentations. And this is how we compose the entire curriculum structure. 5 units in total. For these 5 units, we have organized these courses that take place over 2 days, 24 hours in total. So 4 days in total, 24 hours, 3 hours as the introduction, and then followed by 3 6-hour course. We have the pre-test. We have the online learning courses as well. We want to make sure that the entire course is very comprehensive so that our attendees have a very clear goal when attending the entire curriculum. After they complete the entire curriculum, they are also able to make presentations and apply the knowledge and skills that they have learned. This is the design of the training objectives. Here, for each curriculum, we have identified clear teaching and training goals to attain our final outcome. In our curriculum design, our training design, we focus a lot on the training and teaching goals. We want to make sure that the entire structure is very clear. Let me give you one example. For the first part, the intro part, we have completed this course, this development on November 2nd of this year. We've convened an expert consultation meeting to confirm the design development of the entire training. Here, I would like to use the example of the course Introduction to Digital Marketing Outcome Analysis. Here, we have identified 2 goals. The first goal is to be able to describe big data information and to understand financial statements. The second goal for this Digital Marketing Outcome Analysis intro course is to be able to use Google traffic analysis tools to analyze traffic sources, compose outcome analysis reports, while also following certain policies and procedures. So we give an introduction, we teach them how to do it, and then we let them have hands-on exercise. This outcome analysis is also a foundation for us to better review the effectiveness of the training. Here we have these 6 key aspects in the course. So again, for using this course as an example, Introduction to Digital Marketing Outcome Analysis, we cover 6 aspects of the content from organization, policy, marketing, big data, Google Analytics traffic analysis tool, common analysis dimensions. We also, in the 6th part, we look into the report application. We also train students in gaining gender awareness. And this is the structure, this is the entire process of our course so that we can better equip our attendees with digital marketing skills as well as knowledge in gender awareness and gender sensitivity. This is the development part of our course. After we convened the meeting on November 2nd, we further developed the entire curriculum. In developing this curriculum, with the goal to better achieve the results, we have identified a number of teaching methods to make sure that we can attain the best learning results. So using these 5 units, we have identified a number of methods. These methods include instruction, modeling, discussion, and hands-on exercise and practice. For the many tools, our instructors will first demonstrate how to use the tools, and then the students will be able to have hands-on exercise. We also have group discussions. Through peer learning, through group discussion, we want to make sure that our attendees can brainstorm together, can better learn from each other. Towards the latter part of the curriculum, we have designed presentations for our students to practice all the analytic tools to showcase their learning results. And this is why we've designed the presentation element. This is also another way of how we assess the learning results of the students. So this is how we design the learning method of the entire curriculum. In terms of teaching materials and resources, we want to make sure that the entire curriculum has sufficient materials and resources to reach the goals. We have professional, qualified teachers and instructors. The entire curriculum is divided into 2 aspects. The first part is digital marketing. So we look for instructors who are professionals in this area, who have industry-related experience, at least 6 years of experience in the digital marketing industry. They also must have at least 3 years of teaching experience. And this is how we identify those who are qualified in teaching digital marketing. In addition, we also want to make sure that our instructors are able to instruct the students on the subjects of gender equality and gender sensitivity. So here, we want to make sure that our instructors have at least 2 years of work experience in gender equality related sectors. This is how we ensure the professionalism of our instructors, to make sure that our instructors are able to teach the subject of gender equality with their very practical experience. And this is how we merge the 2 areas, digital marketing and gender equality. Most of our courses are conducted online via video conference. And so in preparing for these lessons, we have planned a number of resources, including computers, video conferencing facilities, and also the software of Google Analytics. In terms of actually implementing the course, how do we assess or evaluate the outcome? When we talk about these competency platforms, these integrated competency and application curriculum, it's not just about the lecture content. We also want to make sure that all the participants have fully learned from these courses, that the participants have gained and developed these skill sets. So when we try to assess the outcome, these learning and these teaching outcome, we want to make sure that there are tangible outcome. tangible indicators. And that's why we have identified these 4 indicators. We have tests to better assess and evaluate, especially in terms of knowledge development. Moreover, in addition to using tests, we also evaluate with the homeworks as well as hands-on practices. So we invited our participants to do their homework, to make presentations, to present their projects. The final project is a very important way for all our participants to fully showcase all the different knowledge and skills that they have learned. We also want to better understand their capability in solving these different questions. And this is how we plan and design the entire curriculum. Next, I would like to share with you an example of our test questions. The first question, it's a true or false question. The question goes like this: paying attention to gender ratios in statistical data can effectively achieve gender-aware digital marketing. True or false? This is one of the test questions. We want to test to better understand whether our participants have fully understood all that have been taught in the course. We conduct these tests immediately after each course. In addition to the true or false questions, we also have multiple choice questions. This is one example. Which of the following is most important for achieving gender equality value marketing strategies? Top-down value chain, gender sensitivity of executives, or sensitivity to the market? This is a single choice question. So we want to make sure that all the participants learn in the classroom and apply what they learn immediately after the course. This is very important for adult learning. When we have tests, when we have these different learning methods, all the participants can concentrate more. We also teach the participants in utilizing analytic tools, in using these tools to analyze big data and to finally generate the presentations or reports. These presentations in the very end will evaluate the participants' ability to use and apply all the content. We also have an oral test to test and assess the learning results to make sure that our participants have a good grasp of all the training content. So I talked about starting from the very beginning, the analysis step. We identified the 4 core knowledge in digital marketing and the 7 core skills also in digital marketing. We have pre-test, we have tests, we have homeworks, hands-on exercise, as well as presentations to assess the students' ability in grasping these knowledge and skills and to make sure that we have achieved effective learning results. This is the entire AADIE analysis of the entire curriculum. This is the implementation of the entire course. Unfortunately, today I cannot show you the entire result because the course is still ongoing. This Saturday, this Sunday, we will have the first stage of our course. It will last for 4 days. It is a 4-day training that lasts over 24 hours. Originally, we were planning to have 30 students, but in the end, only 27 students qualified. 27 students also passed the pre-test. So this time in total, we will have 27 students taking part in this 4-day training. We will also evaluate the performance of these students using their homework, using their presentations. In the future, we hope we will have further opportunity to share with you the training outcome of this curriculum. We can monitor and track the effectiveness of this curriculum, and we can further share with you the results. So the entire training, the entire curriculum, we have utilized the ICAP Integrated Competency and Application Certification System in Taiwan. This is how we ensure the quality and the effectiveness of this entire learning journey. In terms of evaluation and feedbacks, as mentioned, we collect all the evidence, we collect all the learning performance metrics. As for the final result, whether they can reach all our goals, here we identify certain threshold. In the written test, they have to get at least 70 points to pass the exam. In terms of homework and the hands-on exercise, the participants also must meet certain standards and criteria to pass the evaluation. We have this very comprehensive evaluation method that looks at a variety of indicators. We also give the participants extra opportunities to make sure that they can be fully tested and evaluated, and so that we can better understand the effectiveness of this curriculum. Towards the end of this month, we will have a final evaluation committee. In that meeting, we will review our goals, we will review our efforts to make sure that we have fully met the different objectives. We will also review all the documents, document confidentiality, and for future tracking and monitoring. So this is how we will wrap up the entire curriculum. This is also how we use the ADDIE method to make sure that we meet all the standards of the ICAP training certification system. And this is how we plan this digital marketing curriculum. With this system, we hope we can better establish the training course to provide it with a more comprehensive structure. We also want to make sure that all the materials and documents are very complete, and this will serve as a very important experience for future curriculum design and implementation. And this sums up my briefing on this course design and course implementation. Thank you.
Thank you very much to Mr. Qingxuan Li. This is a wonderful presentation. So we learned a lot. This is a program for training for digital marketing. It includes what Mr. Li has just said, ADDIE, which is analysis and design and development and implementation and evaluation. A wonderful 4-day program totaling 24 hours. So we learned a lot from Mr. Li. Ladies and gentlemen, now after we learned so much, let's take a short break for about 10 minutes. Coffee break, tea break, and then we come back after 10 minutes. After we come back, we will have one more presentation on site and one more presentation online from 2 presenters in Australia, and then we'll go into panel discussion. So don't go away. We'll see you in 10 minutes. Thank you so much. ladies and gentlemen, coming back from our coffee break, tea break for 10 minutes. I'm sure you enjoyed it. I did as well. So, before the coffee break, we learned a lot from Mr. Qingshun Li, and now after the coffee break, we will learn more. Now, this theme is called the Promoting Skills Development and Training in Digital Marketing through Cross-Functional Collaborations. We will first have a presentation on site, then we'll have another presentation online from 2 Australian presenters, and then we'll have the panel discussion to be chaired by a moderator. So why not? Let's go to our moderator first. Introducing our moderator, she is from Institute for Information Industry, and she's from the Market Intelligence and Consulting Institute. Please welcome Section Manager, Madame Jiang Hanyi. All yours.
好，各位现场的还有线上的好朋友们，大家好。今天非常荣幸呢，能够有这个机会。
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my great honor to be the moderator for the thematic session 6, Promoting Skills Development and Training in Digital Marketing through Cross-Functional Collaboration. Earlier today, we have had the opportunity to hear a very engaging and informative presentation delivered by Mr. Li Qingshun. In this session, we will have 3 keynote speakers. In the era of digital marketing, we're all aware of the importance and significance of skills development, whether it's gender awareness, professionalism, and the ability to work across different domains. We need to bounce ideas off each other. We need to be able to develop skills, whether it's on the job or before employment. These are all very important aspects where interdisciplinary approaches can play a very important role. It is our honor to have invited Mr. Holmes Chen to be our first keynote speaker. He is the principal consultant of the SWIM Martech Consultancy. He is a pioneer and expert in skills development and digital marketing, especially from a cross-functional collaboration perspective. Without further ado, let us turn our program over to Holmes Chan.
Good afternoon. Hello, everyone. I'm very honored today to share with you on this topic, enhancing the building of key digital marketing skills. We've talked a lot about digital marketing, about all the different marketing skills. We've started this entire discussion about 5 years ago. Along this entire process, we've also founded an alliance. It's called the Asia Pacific Martech Transformation Alliance Association. Earlier this year, together with my co-founders, we have established this Asia Pacific Martech Transformation Alliance Association. Through this association, we hope to help more businesses transform in Martech area. We also hope to build bridges with our international partners. So since the establishment of this association, we have been very active in various course development and talent cultivation. Here, I would like to share with you our entire journey, how we developed these different courses and curriculums, and what are the experience and lessons that we have learned. Before I start, here I would like to first bring up the Marketing 5.0 publication by our marketing master. Here, I think this publication announced the official launching of the Martech era. Compared to Marketing 4.0, we are ushering into this brand new digital marketing era. 5 years ago, as I mentioned, we worked with eTree. We talked about these marketing technology courses. We have accumulated 5 years of experience in this area already. We have also developed methods in offering courses in this area. So what do we mean by digital transformation of marketing technology? What transformation are we trying to achieve? In marketing, traditionally or conventionally, we see this ecosystem. We have brands who purchase media, advertisement in media. We then track the consumers who have had access to these media advertisement. And then we want to understand the configuration from consumer advertisement to retail. We track the sales, we track the figures in retail stores, and after probably a long period of time, the information then comes back to the brands. So it usually takes like 1 or 2 months until we can finally get some information. We can then get some information to identify the causal effects between the advertisement and the consumption. There was once a very famous brand. They said that half of the cost, the advertisement cost, have gone to waste. But you don't even know where that wasteful investment has gone. That's the traditional way of operating in this ecosystem. We invest in advertisement, but we're not sure how many consumers are affected by these advertisements and therefore make their purchases. All these different components, all the data are disconnected. In this era, in these digital ecosystem, we want to make sure that we can achieve a closed loop data system. From brands, they invest in these touch points. These different touch points then reach out to the consumers, and we can track and trace consumers' activity and their interaction with these touch points. We have e-commerce. So once the consumers are affected by the touch points, they make their purchase online through our e-commerce platforms. And here we can have a very clear idea of whether our advertisement placements are effective or not. We've just gone through the November 11 shopping holiday. We see a lot of e-commerce stores having all kinds of advertisement. How do we make sure that these ads are effective? How do we make sure that this data circulation is a closed loop one? How do brands know that they can further invest in their advertisement, or whether brands can make the decision about offering different promotion scales or sales or not? In this closed loop data system, the brands can continue to monitor all these different activities taking place in the marketplace. In the past, all these different data components are disconnected. They're disrupted. We don't see the entire picture. But through our transformation efforts, we hope we can close the loop, not only online, but also in physical stores, in these brick and mortar stores. And this is the digital transformation that we are aiming at. So how do we achieve this closed loop data system? For many brands and businesses, it's important that we create values. All the marketing efforts are aimed to further enhance the value of our brands. The very well-known Interbrand once made the statement that for brands to create and to increase value, they have two main strategies. Brand, your entire identity, your proposition, as well as these different touch points. So brand proposition and brand touch points. These campaigns create demand, increase income, and eventually enhance brand value. So here, touch points are very critical in enabling brands to create value. For all the different brand images and impressions, they are accumulated and built up gradually through all these different touch points. Through these different touch points, consumers then gradually build their impression, their image on these brands, and they will decide whether to interact or engage further with these brands or not. These touch points are just different points scattered around. But if we look at the entire picture, and we look at the entire customer journey. We look at the different touch points along the entire consumer journey, from prior to the purchase to after the purchase, all the way. There's this entire consumer journey. We look at the map of the consumer journey. We see the different touch points. We see the contribution of these different touch points, and all added together makes up the entire satisfaction level of the consumers. Here, along the different stages, the consumers experience different brand touch points. Some of them are barriers or pain points. When consumers encounter these pain points, they might drop out of this consumer journey. They will stop considering about making any purchase actions or decisions because of these pain points. For example, the product quality is not good enough or the price is too high. Along this consumer journey, we can use these different tools to better understand the consumer's experience, the different obstacles or pain points experienced by the consumer. We can also interview the consumers. We can help identify and then remove these barriers or pain points. We can then take another angle in looking at this consumer journey. We can transform it into a marketing funnel. In this marketing funnel, we look at the touch points, we look at the consumer journey, and then we look at this entire funnel structure. Within this funnel, there's all kinds of different data, and all the different data points represent different meanings. So here in this marketing funnel, at the very top level, we probably have 1,000 people who've seen our advertisement. They are aware of our product or our brand. It funnels down. 200 people have interest in the product. 50 people desire to purchase the product. And then eventually, 10 people buy it. And that's a conversion rate of 5%. In this conversion process, we can understand here in this graph, if we continue to optimize all the different numbers, we can achieve these different improvements. We continue to optimize the conversion rate. We continue to make sure that the bounce rate decreases. We reach the target audience more accurately. We decrease the bounce rate. We increase our conversion rate. We grow the customer base, and we then create more value for our brand. Maybe initially we only have a 1% conversion rate, but if we can optimize these different areas, maybe we can eventually increase our conversion rate to 20%. And these are the different strategies that we take to grow our customer base, to provide our customers with better experience, and also to create higher value for our brands. Looking at this model, we have developed this frequency marketing model. We want to integrate all these different marketing tools and created the frequency marketing model. Here, frequency marketing means that a one-try customer turns into a regular customer base. First, for the one try, we generate traffic. Once we attract the customer, once the customer gives it a try, we then are able to generate sales, to generate regular long-term scale sales. And these customers are also willing to share our products, our brands, through word of mouth with his or her friends. And this is how we generate traffic, generate sales. We want to make sure that these customers gradually become long-term, loyal, regular customers. And this is what we mean by frequency marketing, how we use frequency marketing to constantly enhance the value of our brand. To track all these different data, we really need a variety of new technologies. I mentioned about our Alliance Association, AMT. We have had these two versions of the Martech Landscape. The latest one was made public in August this year. Here in the Martech Landscape, we collect and we organize all the different main actors in the Martech industry. We want to make sure that all the major players in Martech are listed here. And this landscape, this map, allows people who are interested in looking for partners to get information from this landscape. Earlier, I talked about this transformation. I talked about the closed-loop data system. To trace, to track, and monitor data, we need to utilize different technologies. When utilizing different technologies, I would like to share with you then the aspect of talent cultivation and procedure development. In terms of talent cultivation, we have looked into all the related information in this area, both in Taiwan and abroad. Here we have identified 6 areas of talents in Martech. The first area related to brand and product growth. The second is related to community development. For example, social media community, those who help maintain and activate the social media community. The third area, the third talent or skill that is required is related to content and creativity. The fourth area is product management. The fifth part is technology and operation related. We introduce all kinds of technologies. We require people, talents to operate, to manage these different technologies. Finally, the sixth aspect is data analysis talent. And these are the different areas that we have identified. We can then further classify the different types based on the procedure. So here in marketing technology, there are 4 main types of talents required: system operator, brand or demand creator, data analysis, as well as marketing creator. Here in the purple block, we see the data analyst and the blue block marketing creator related to websites and apps. We can also take a look at the talent cultivation in marketing technology from the skills perspective. There are these main skills that are required in the area: data and analytics, marketing applications, advertising networks, search engine optimization, content marketing, management of social and mobile platforms, web mechanics, or software coding. These are all the different skills that are required in this marketing technology area. These are the core competencies that we have identified. In the past, when we worked with ITRI over the last 5 years, we have identified these different courses related to marketing technology, from entry-level personnel, mid-level manager, all the way to senior supervisors. In terms of the most advanced level, chief of marketing technology or senior supervisors, we have already held 3 courses already. Each course, chief of marketing technology course, lasts for 36 hours. It takes 6 days to complete. We focus mainly on digital marketing transformation. We look at the technology, the data, the marketing skills, as well as talent required to achieve the digital marketing transformation. Every day we have different themes. Through this entire course, we want to help a company's chief of marketing technology to know what to achieve and how to achieve these goals. We must understand how to utilize technologies, how to better track and monitor data, and how to train our talent. And this is the most advanced course that we have offered for our chief of marketing technology. For the mid-level managers, we have developed this marketing technology manager course. This course focuses more on the technological aspect of marketing technology. On the first day, we give an overview of the different marketing and data technologies. On the second day, we look into the sales content experience technologies. On the third day, we delve into community building, relationship building technologies. And on the very last day of the course, we give a practicum. So we want to make sure that after the mid-level managers complete this course, they know what tools to utilize and they can start helping the businesses develop and introduce marketing technologies. For the entry-level personnel, we have developed these 48-hour courses. We worked with the Ministry of Labor. We have this 48-hour course for entry-level workers in marketing technology. These entry-level courses focus on hands-on practices. Many of these are newly graduates. They want to learn, they want to equip themselves with certain skills so that they can find jobs or works in marketing technology. So in this entry-level course, we teach them how to purchase advertisement online, how to analyze big data, or how to conduct content marketing or social marketing. We've also worked with the SME Bureau. In this curriculum plan, it's a 50-hour curriculum with the Ministry of Economic Affairs SME Bureau. Just like the course that I just described, we focus on the very practical tools. So these entry-level workers are able to immediately operate with sufficient capacity. We are also working with E-Tree developing this 240 hours curriculum, focusing on data analysis as the main theme. This is a course on data analysis and marketing technology. Again, our target audience are these fresh graduates. After this curriculum of 240 hours, they are able to immediately operate and perform on their real job, and they can actually utilize and apply all these knowledge and skills learned. So this is the course that we have designed. We have already implemented these different level courses, and we are continuing to optimize and fine-tune these courses. Another very important aspect of this course, we here are founders at AMT. We want to make sure that we offer the best training for our students. So we worked with professors, 50 professors from the major universities in Taiwan. We teach these professors. We also authorize our teaching material for them to use. So this is like a training of the mentors, training of the seed instructors, so that these professors can then train and teach their students in this area. And this year we have already trained 50 seed teachers. We will continue our efforts, and hopefully by next year we will have 100 mentors and seed instructors ready in this area. In addition, we also have 2 textbooks. These are the 2 textbooks that we have incorporated in this curriculum. Finally, this is the entire curriculum structure. I won't go into the details, but these are the structure and the information of how we integrate our past experience. We also incorporated all the different marketing technology methods, and this concludes my sharing. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chen, for sharing your presentation with us. You mentioned the arrival of the Marketing 5.0 era. These has brought about different revolutions, different waves of changes. So we all need to head into another stage of transformation, whether it's the corporation or the consumers. Everyone is feeling the impact of these emerging changes. And skills development also needs to transform. Mr. Chen talked about the different demands for upcoming skills. For example, you must understand marketing technologies in addition to other different types of technologies in order to meet the demands of the new market. Coming up next, we would like to invite our 2 speakers from Australia. They represent technical and further education. They are Tara Broke as well as Petra Zink. They are experts in applied science and business, education, skills training, online marketing, just to name a few. They will share their insights and expertise as well as new perspectives with us when it comes to communication, social media, and online marketing. Without further ado, I would like to turn the program over to our speakers from Australia. We wonder if they're ready. Please begin your presentation whenever you are ready.
Hello, thank you for the opportunity to provide this presentation. My name's Tara Brock and I'm the Professional Service Manager for TAFE Queensland Brisbane. I would like to introduce my colleague and co-presenter Petra Zink. Our team deliver a large range of business qualifications to students across Queensland and internationally. One of our most popular programs is the Diploma of Marketing and Communication, and this program builds skills and knowledge in digital marketing strategy and plans customer engagement and market research. Today, our presentation will focus on 4 key areas: the steps to build a training program, international labour market trends, new digital marketing skills required, and fundamentals of a digital marketing plan. Before I hand over to Petra, I'd like to provide you with an overview of our philosophy for building and delivering a training program. Firstly, we determine a target market. Qualifications are aimed at different levels. So as an example, the Diploma of Marketing and Communications is aimed at business managers or business marketing managers, as well as business partner managers. It's aimed at career enhancers and career changers that have work experience that needs updating and validation. Typically, the courses are longer in duration due to national accreditation, and they're designed to balance the speed to market with the need for deep learning. Our deep learning includes repetition and time for application and reflection. Any of the programs that we develop are closely linked to industry best practice, and this is achieved through the use of developing resources in consultation with industry, and also using current case studies, utilizing guest lecturers and real businesses throughout the course. As an example, students in the Diploma of Marketing and Communications build digital marketing strategy for live businesses that are live across Queensland. I would now like to introduce our Marketing and Communications lecturer, Petra Zink, to provide you with information about digital marketing trends and practical application. Petra is a lecturer in Marketing and Communications for TAFE Queensland and many different universities across Australia. Petra is also a consultant and coach of all things personal and employer branding, career development and growth, and the future of work. She has worked with many leading companies in developing their senior staff, and it has also been featured in various publications like Forbes, Marie Claire, news.com.au, CEO magazine, and she's recently spoken in some leading conferences like Disrupt HR, Hacking HR, and the Australian HR Summit. So I'll hand over now to Petra. Thank you, Petra.
Thanks so much, Tara, and welcome not only to this presentation, but to the next world of work. And I say next for a reason, because clearly the last 18 months have been quite different for all of us. COVID-19 has only fast-tracked trends that we've been seeing coming for the last decade. There's research that shows already in 2011 that we will work in global teams, that we will have remote workforces, that we have to change not only jobs, but careers more frequently thanks to technology. Technology is replacing certain tasks in careers, and that means that we have to constantly reinvent, upskill, and reskill if we want to stay relevant in this fast-changing world of work. And the truth is, the pace of change is only accelerating. I was interviewing actually this morning for my podcast a researcher who is focusing on reinvention, and she has identified that now on average, even high investment companies like mining, for example, they have to reinvent themselves every 6 years. It used to be every 75 years. And that means that we cannot look at career development as a linear path anymore. We need to rethink that we don't just have one career, but multiple careers. That we don't just have one degree, but multiple degrees. And also lifelong learning must be part of our everyday routine. And this also obviously impacts companies because our demand changing in terms of what we expect from a customer experience. So those environments become a lot more complex. And at the same time, because of so many technological changes, we need to focus on those skills that are uniquely human. And those are the top key skills that the World Economic Forum predicts that we need to focus on in the next 3 to 5 years. And it's the top of the list is analytical thinking and innovation, which comes down to reinvention. We cannot look at the same problem and try to solve it with the same thinking that we looked at it. We need to ask different questions. The same goes with active learning. As I said, we need to make lifelong learning part of our everyday routine and don't rely on one degree that we finished 3 years, 5 years, 10 years ago. You want to make it part of your day. It might be also to listen to podcasts, for example, do micro-credentials and short courses, in addition to fully accredited courses. And this also impacts how we consume. Nowadays, we've got more access to information than ever before, which means consumers are a lot smarter than they've ever been. And they also have more choice. So that means there's a lot more competition. And you probably have seen also a lot of changes on Instagram and Facebook. There is one ad after the other. So that impacts how we market and talk to our customers. It is not a push and you buy approach anymore. It's a very much a we educate you, we provide value, we build a relationship, and if you like us, then we can talk about business. And it's also very much a two-way conversation, especially on social media. People don't want to be talked to, they want to be talked with, and that requires commenting on other people's posts, but also from a company's perspective, engaging in their customers. And of course, that affects how marketing departments are set up. Traditionally, it was the marketing department and lately the digital marketing department. They were two different silos. That doesn't work anymore. One goes hand in hand with the other one. And we've just heard about the sales funnel. It means that people or customers have to go through different stages before they make a purchase decision. When I don't even know that I've got a problem, which means I'm not aware, I'm not considering to purchase it. Which means that depending on where I'm at in my decision-making process, I need to be served different content, all about education. Think about your own decision-making process. If you consider to study at a university, you probably think firstly, I need to upskill. There's a skill gap. I want to change careers. I want to progress in my career. So this is problem aware. Now we can act on it. Now you would do research and see what kind of institutions are out there. Should I enroll in a university or should I do a self-paced online course? So this is where we go into the consideration content. After we are aware that we need to upskill because there's a skill gap or so forth. Consideration, this is a lot more in detail. This is where I spend more time with the company and identify, are they aligned with what I want? Are they aligned with my interests, with my values? Do I like them or not? And eventually it comes into the conversion. And since we've got so much more choice, having multiple touch points is a non-negotiable to cut through the noise. And this is where integrated marketing comes in. It's all about creating a seamless customer experience where we can get in front of the customer over and over in a consistent and cohesive message and remind them how we can contribute to their benefit. Obviously, we need to include technology to also increase the engagement. We can have a 24/7 engagement. We don't have to wait for the next day that somebody answers the phone if we've got a question. We want an answer right away. And this is what technology does. Think of bots. If you at 2 a.m. Google something because you are tossing up between this and this decision, you want to have an answer straight away and don't want to wait another 8 hours until somebody's in the office. And these are the new expectations that customers have, which companies need to respond with. So reskilling and upskilling is required for the staff to provide this experience, to provide the enablement of technology connected with the human interaction. And what we've also seen over the last probably 2 or 3 years now is that influencer marketing is increasing because we are trusting a person a lot more than a brand or a logo. And in fact, over the last probably 12 months or so, we are focusing more on micro and nano influencers. So nano is less than 1,000 followers. But that means that those influencers have a stronger relationship with their followers. And the conversion rates are usually higher than a macro influencer with 1 million plus followers. It's a lot more authenticity required. And this is also one of the trends that we're seeing. We want to look behind the curtain. How do you produce your product? How do you deliver the service? What kind of experience would I have if I enroll with you? This is exactly what our customers of today want to know. Not the perfect propaganda, not the perfectly animated ad. This is totally 2020. Now, how do we develop a digital marketing strategy? It goes in steps. We need to identify and understand where we sit. What are our strengths, our weaknesses, our opportunities, but also our threats? Where do we play in the market? Who do I want to talk to? Because if we're trying to talk with everyone, we are talking to no one. So who is our customer? Who is our ideal audience that we can serve the best possible? Is it undergraduate students? Is it postgraduate students? Is it daytime students, nighttime students? You know, there's a big difference how we communicate. Based on that, we can then set smart goals that we can measure, that we can track, that we can keep ourselves accountable. Once we've got that, we can then go into the strategy, and this is the big picture. It might be something along the lines to integrate another social media channel to also enable another point of conversation and interaction with them. It might be to run lunch and learn sessions to give future students a bit of an insight as to what it would be if you would start with us. This is the big picture. And then we go into the nitty and gritty. This is where the plan comes in place. This is where we talk about tactics and tools. What kind of frequency are we going to post on which channels? What kind of content are we posting there? So it is always a nice flow and effect that always starts from the big picture. What do we want to achieve? Who do we want to serve? What are the big goals and outcomes? How do we get there? And then we measure it with our plan. And we talked about the sales funnel and customer journey already a little bit. And this is what we really need to remind ourselves, that it doesn't take only a couple of emails, for example, or a couple of posts for people to connect with us. There are multiple touch points along the journey that determine whether they purchase from us or not. And that requires different engagement. So at the very first stage, in the awareness stage, which is far away from actually purchasing, I need to get in front of as many people as I possibly can. This is where social media comes in. I always say social media is a conversation starter. It is not a deal closer. So often companies get frustrated that they say, we are not making any sales of social media. It's because they do it wrong. They think when they post something and say, buy now, 50% off, enrollment closes tomorrow, that this is enough. It isn't. Social media is about creating awareness, getting in front of more people, and attracting the right to get to the next stage. And the next stage is usually our own platform. And this is also a big differentiator. So many companies and even influencers build their entire business on social media. Now, a few weeks ago, Facebook and Instagram, they completely shut down for 8 hours, and companies lost millions of dollars because of that. We always want to build our business on our own land, not on rented land. So what the really key component is here in the consideration stage, where consumers might want to engage with us further, is to build a strong email list where we can nurture them, where we can stay in touch with them, where we can control whether they see our message or not. Social medias or organic algorithm is shocking. It's so hard to get in front of people if you don't pay a lot of money. So this is what we need to consider. And I'm not going too much in detail in each of the stages. The key takeout is here that we need to provide different types of content in the different stages. There's no point of providing an invoice if I don't even know that I want to purchase. This is the very last stage. Or a proposal, for example. If I don't even know that I want to purchase it, what am I doing with a proposal? However, at the very last stage, when I only have two options to consider, of course I need a proposal. But firstly, I need to be educated. This is where long-form content comes in. Podcasts, social media, blog posts. This is where we then take it to the next stage. And I know we are right on time, so I want to wrap up with a couple of different examples how we can actually run a digital marketing campaign. So when we say our goal is to make $4,000 in sale, and our price point for our offer is $1,000, the industry conversion rate is between 0.5 and 2%. And this is with a warm audience, meaning they've heard from us before. They've had some interaction with us. We're not completely out of the blue saying, buy something here. So 1% is actually a pretty good number. And this might be already a little bit of a light bulb moment when we realize how many people we actually need to talk to in order to get to our goal. Now, in this case, we need actually 400 conversations to get to those $4,000 in sale if we've got on average a 1% conversion. And we can do this in a couple of different ways. The traditional sales funnel requires us multiple touch points. So it starts with social media, where we share content, where we post regularly. And we might want to offer something for free because we want to have the email address. So we say, download your free checklist here to learn how the best social media manager in 2022. It might be a short course, a 3 minutes, 3 modules course to give some insights as to what I actually offer. But this is only a snippet. It's a little bonus. So this is a gift. They come onto our landing page. This is where we collect their email addresses. and now the conversation actually starts. We nurture them through a targeted email campaign where we address concerns, where we address objections, where we add testimonials, where we give them price options, because they already said with the opt-in that they are interested in what we've got to offer. And we're not just blasting everyone the offer that we might have. And then what we want to do is we want to invite them to a conversion event. And it might be a webinar where we pitch at the end, where we can show behind the scenes, this is how it would feel if you enroll with us. And this is where the actual sales happen. So you see, between social media and the actual conversion, there are many, many stages, and it doesn't stop with social media. Another example, when you think, oh, that takes way too long, could be a more high-touch approach. It could be, rather than hoping for people to see my post or even paying to get more reach, I can also personalize, send personalized email messages to our prospects, and again have the qualified leads registering for an event and converted from there. So we actually have two different approaches depending on the resources that we've got, and of course also the skills that we've got. And I know we are right on time, so I just want to address a couple of elements that we need to consider when we look into digital marketing. As I said, I often hear that companies say digital marketing doesn't work for us. It's often because they focus on the wrong metrics. Often they say we can't convert, but when we look at the numbers and we realize that about 1% of all prospects will convert, they have a reach problem. They are not talking to enough people to get to the conversion. So this is already one metric that we need to probably switch. A campaign starts too late. Often when we say we've got a sale coming up in 2 weeks' time, it's time for us to promote it. It is too long. A proper launch campaign is between 30 and 90 days, depending on the investment, because the higher the investment, the more information I want, because the higher the risk of potentially getting disappointed. The other one is that we also need to talk about the sales funnel. So often the stages where we actually opt in, where we get the thank you page, where we have got the follow-up email sequence, isn't set up correctly. It might be that we are not addressing any concerns. It might be that we're not sharing any testimonials and the social proof. So we also need to look at each of those stages along the way if it's actually optimized for success. And of course, the biggest element here is having the wrong expectations and very unrealistic expectations. We cannot expect to say, I want to make $100,000 tomorrow and my audience is 30 people. It doesn't work. I can spend so much money on paid advertisement and I still won't get there. So it's also about making sure we understand in what kind of marketplace we play in and that we are playing the long game. And finally, it's also about the actual content development. Have we got enough educational content out there for our consumers or prospects to make up their mind? Do we provide enough value? Do we build enough trust for them to see that we are the right option for them or not? And I know we are literally right on the 20 minutes. So I want to, if any questions, otherwise I will wrap up with some of the future trends that we are seeing. Probably over the last 12 months, you would have seen social commerce, which means we can now purchase directly via Instagram and Facebook in all formats, the reels, the stories, the posts, and also the videos, which is fantastic because we don't necessarily have to go to another website. So we take out one step. However, we cannot rely on that to be the only option of customers getting in touch with us. Because of the noise and the competition, we also see that short form content is increasing in popularity. Reels, TikTok, anything between 15 and 45 seconds performs really well, especially if it's also engaging. It's entertaining, it's educational, it's moving, and this is exactly how we now consume content. So advertisement and traditional marketing is changing from the very polished, very perfect 2 minutes advertisement to a 15 seconds not highly produced video. And finally, voice search, especially amongst the younger consumers, is highly popular. When we just call Siri or Alexa, they just do the doing. So that also means that we need to upskill on what kind of content we need to produce in order for voice search to pick it up. Okay, now have you got any questions? I'll probably stop sharing the screen. Yeah. There we go.
Thank you, Tara and Petra. Both of you have clearly discussed with us the importance of social media community. We've also learned about the entire customer journey, about how to remove the pain points, how to better cultivate our relationship with our customers through the influencers or through these different social media technologies. You've also mentioned a lot of new skills and new ways of working. In the book Marketing 5.0, the book mentioned that no matter how technologies evolve, talent is still the core. The utilization of digital tools or technologies all are meant to better do the jobs of talents of people. Bring out the values of our customers, of our brand is also very important. So in the following, we will have a panel discussion among all our speakers. Both our panelists online, Tara and Petra, both of you mentioned about the importance of talent. So could we further discuss with you, according to your understanding, many businesses understand the importance of marketing technology. We also understand we need to recruit and train a wide variety of talent. But when you want the businesses to actually invest in talent cultivation, many businesses have concerns. Many businesses are not willing to make that investment. So my question for Tara and Petra, based on your experience and based on your observation with businesses, why are businesses, why do they have reservation in talent investment? Could you share with us your observation? So Tara, could you try to respond? In digital marketing, many businesses are not willing to invest in marketing technology. What are the reasons in your observation?
Would you be able to translate for us, please?
Of digital marketing, but what? Okay, ma. But necessary investment and research in training and recruiting diverse talents are still insufficient. What are the possible reasons and the long-term impact, in your opinion? 谢谢。
Sorry, could you just repeat the question one more time, please?
OK， 许多的企业在数位行销的重要性是日渐增加嘛？那我们也看到人才的培育是很重要。可是为什么 ？Why the companies they can pay money to training this talent? Your opinion?
I think one of the biggest challenges is that companies
are. OK. Sorry.
That's okay. I think the biggest challenge is that companies are going to be left behind if they're not upskilling. However, what we also see is that talents and employees stay with companies shorter, which makes them a little bit more cautious investing in their staff, unfortunately. So what we see is that more and more talents need to take responsibility over their own skill development and reskilling. And this is why we've got so many students at TAFE, for example, doing night classes, because they do that next to their day job, because their employer doesn't support them. But at the same time, if we are not upskilling, we are getting left behind. And with individuals, it is we can see that much quicker rather than with companies. It always takes a while. But we have seen with Kodak, for example, they did not reinvent quick enough and they're not here anymore. So the biggest challenge is to, if we're not upskilling, that we are getting taken over by those smaller, more agile and more nimble organizations that are coming up.
OK， 好，谢谢你Petra 的这个说明啊，我想可能还是要
for your explanation about how many talents are investing on themselves. Here, I would like to invite Mr. Chen Holmes to share your observation. First of all, for many businesses, they face two obstacles. The first obstacle is that many senior workers are not that enthusiastic about learning new skills or knowledge. They think that their existing skill profile is sufficient. They have reservation in learning new digital skills and technologies. Another barrier for businesses. For many of these qualified digital marketing talent or digital technology talent, the companies do not have the capacity to identify the quality of these talent. They lack the inner talent within the company. So in my company, as well as in my alliance association in AMT, we are working through various channels. We are working with the Ministry of Economic Affairs. We are working with the Ministry of Labor. We are utilizing government subsidy in training these new talents. Some of them are fresh graduates. Some of them are under 30 years old, and they are learning these new digital marketing skills and knowledge. We hope that as soon as they complete their courses and training, we can match them to suitable openings in the industry. So both Petra and Holmes, Mr. Chen, shared with us talents in school, talents in industry. It's important to match the talent to the openings. Efforts are required from different actors, from the industry, from the schools. Businesses could have reservation. They might not willing to invest in the long run, but we should continue to let businesses understand the importance of digital marketing talent. Petra also talked about the brand conversation, brand conversion, and also how digital marketing can help brands increase value. We should make that clear, and the cooperation between schools and the business is also very important. My second question. We observe that in digital marketing, in content marketing, in big data analysis, or in communicating with customers, there are all these new tasks and objectives. Is it possible that we can better utilize these technologies to enhance gender equality, to become more gender sensitive? So here we talk about this very flexible era, very nimble era, our requirements or needs for nimble or flexible talent. All of this has been even more obvious thanks to the pandemic. So from a gender perspective, how do we upskill more women in this area? How do we help more talent respond faster to labor market changes? Could I invite my colleagues here in Taiwan to respond to my question? So who would like to start? So in marketing, we see that the gender ratio, it's like more women than men. However, in marketing technology, we can observe quite the opposite. I think the main reason is because technology, digital technology, or data analysis, traditionally, more men study in this area. Some women or more women dislike the
delving into the studies of technology and data. And that's why, unlike the traditional marketing area, we see more men over women in digital marketing area. However, many of these technologies are becoming easier. They are becoming more prevalent. Coding is no longer required. Artificial intelligence is also very useful. Many tools are available. So I think as long as we can overcome this mental barrier, there are no problems or issues for women to utilize many of these digital marketing technologies, and I'm sure more women can flourish in this area. We see that many women here also understand the utilization of all these different technological tools. For men and women, for all the different talents, it's important that we foster further exchange across different areas. For the same question, do Petra or do Tara, would you like to respond? Petra or Tara, would you like to respond?
Question that is on the screen. I think what we have that organizations are concentrating more on just-in-time learning, micro-credentials and short courses that employees can undertake during downtime within the organization. We partner with a number of organizations to develop these courses and then to deliver them in-house. We find that moving into micro-credentials and short just-in-time learning allows the skills that are required to respond faster to market needs.
Okay, thank you. Thank you about just-in-time response, faster response to market needs. Could I also invite Mr. Lee, Consultant Lee? For this question, I have identified some insights from the training's perspective. I used to be in the training institute in sales. And every time when the sales numbers go down, we will think about whether it's because we don't offer enough training. But when the sales number go down, we might not trace all the way back to training. So it comes back to the quality of our training curricula. We must integrate our trainings, talent cultivation with practical industry needs. And that's how we can better and faster respond to market needs. For example, can we regularly provide and upskill the first line staff members? They can regularly participate in sharing and exchange within the company so that we can cultivate this atmosphere or culture within a business so that we can better systematically integrate these experiences and to transfer these experiences within the company. As technologies advance, all of us, even just with mobile devices, we have many powerful tools. These powerful tools are able to capture all kinds of media, voice, sound at all times. So by utilizing these tools in offices, in businesses, we can then respond faster to market needs. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Lee. We'd also like to thank all our speakers, both online and here next to me. Indeed, in marketing technology, we are seeing a wide variety of emerging technologies and tools. In today's discussion, we have also learned that in this area, all these tools could be powerful for us, but it all comes back to the core issue of talent. How do we promote and train more people in using the right tools along the customer journey? We should
better remove the pain points and add the sweet spots. And this is how we, whether we're industries or in training institutions, this is an area that we can pour more efforts in. Thanks to the pandemic, we are forced to further look into the customer journey. We have learned a lot of precious lessons in today's panel. I hope all of you also find this afternoon very productive. And this concludes the afternoon discussion today.
Panelists, please stay online because we want to do a group photo now with you online and our on-site panelists and moderators. So that's... Can we take off our face mask, please, for just a few seconds? Yes. I know. Your face masks are off already, our online participants. Thank you so much. Beautiful smile. Lovely ladies. Okay, please, let's smile for the camera. This is a wonderful event. Women's economic empowering, a very important issue, especially in this new media digital age. Upskilling seminar. Thank you for your participation. How about another pose? Thumbs up for our seminar today. Yes, we have 2 thumbs up from a moderator. Oh, that's very good. Let's all do 2 thumbs up. Thank you very much. Thank you. This has been a wonderful seminar. Thank you so much, panelists and our moderator. Thank you very much. Thank you. We'll see you next time. We'll see you next time. Okay. Thank you, our viewers, for joining us. This is day 3 of our Women's Economic Empowering New Media Digital Upskilling Seminar. Innovation, inspiration, and inclusion. That's what we aim for. Thank you very much. We'll see you next time. Oh, by the way, tomorrow we have workshop. Please join us again tomorrow online for our workshop. Thank you once again. Thank you.